The hood guy. Are you? Hey guys. Welcome back. Pillow, come back for season 2. I can't believe it's so nice in some ways watching shows like way later, so then I can just keep going with the huge cliffhanger that we had in season 1, that I don't have to wait for super long time. I tried to wait a little bit, like a week, or like, you know, to let it breathe a little, but here we are now. I'm really glad that so many people are watching these videos and people are interested. I completely understand why people want to watch dark reactions. I was just saying to someone the other day that I'm like, when I'm done with the show, I will definitely want to go and look at other people's reactions to this show, because it is fantastic for reactions. It really, really is. It would be fantastic to watch just like by myself or with my wife, who loves the show, of course. But I think that there are so many twists and turns and plot lines and characters and like theories and things that you want to talk about, that's why I think it's really good for videos, because then I can just say everything I want. And I know people who are going to be watching these videos, you guys want to hear all the stuff, so here I am saying all the stuff. That's why it's also nice for me, and the best way for me to make the videos is that I pause always in the middle when I have something to say, some new thoughts. I will pause and talk it out during the actual episode. It helps me process, and this show really needs processing. I don't know if I've processed enough season 1 now going into season 2. The fact that we end season 1 with the cliffhanger of like adding another timeline going into the future. Because in time travel shows, going into the past, of course, is always so much easier, because we actually know what it looked like, we actually know what it was like, or like, you know, going into the future, if it's done well, it can be very like entertaining and fun to watch, be like, ooh, I wonder what if it's actually gonna be like that. And then especially when we get up to that year in real life, then to you know, look back on a show or a movie like Back to the Future or something that was made like a long time ago, and then we get to the year that they traveled to in the future, and we're like, okay, so do we have flying cars yet? Do we have like hovering skateboards and whatever, you know, to like see how it is different. So I think it's very interesting that they did the future jump here, because it, like I said, if it's done well, it can be very entertaining, but it's also, you're just watching it kind of like, I guess, you can't really critique it that much, unlike you could with past stuff if it's not done correctly. Like, people who know can be like, no, this is not what they actually wore, or this is not what they did, or, you know. So the future aspect is very interesting now, and it was a very smart thing to do, that they showed it in the very end, being like, oh, also, yes, after everything else that we've seen in that episode and in this whole season, which has been insanely good, yeah, then we also do go to the future, and we basically see nothing from it. We just see Jonas go there, walk around a little bit. We see that the plant has exploded, and then this truck drives by and the people jump out and are like arresting him, and then there's that girl with the scar face, and we don't know who that is, and all she says is welcome to the future. Bam. Nothing, you know, like, we get, in some ways we get so much, and in some ways we get so little of information of like, what is this and what is gonna happen. I don't even know what else happened in the episode. Wait, maybe I'll go back a little. Well, yeah, he switched with Helge. That's right. Him and Helge were both in the hatch, touching fingers, and zzzt. And then Helge all of a sudden is in the 80s, in the wallpaper room. Now, yes, I've had trouble understanding if that's for sure the 80s, the wallpaper room, but someone did help me with that, so thank you. So Helge went to the 80s. So it looks like they both just jumped to the future. It's not like they switched places. Yep. That's fantastic. I can't wait to see what happens with Helge. How does that work? And how does he go back to the 50s? Because he has to have time to grow up to then be the middle Helge and old Helge, like I've said before. Bartosz was in the car with Noah, like so many things. There was the accident, Helge's accident, when Helge drove into Helge's car. And the old Helge died then. Like, they put him in a body bag, so there was no questions about that. Charlotte found a photo of Ulrich from the 50s. I don't know if, there's no point of me like just saying all the things that happened already. You guys know and I know what happened, but I'm just saying that I'm very excited. Starting season 2 with my notes and also the map. I think at some point I said that when season 2 starts, I'm gonna like clean the map and make it more nice to look at, but it doesn't, there's not like, it's not that bad, guys. The scar-faced girl, actually, I never added her, so I'm adding her now. Scar girl, here in the corner, because I still have no idea who she is, where to put her. The people who are in the corners of the map right now are Völler, Scar girl, Tannhaus, and Noah. I don't think I have any more information about them now, that anyone would be connected to anyone. But now that we get, like, when we hopefully see more of the future, I'm sure we will be adding characters and stuff. So when I feel the need to clean it, I will clean it. But so far I will go with this. But yeah, we saw the day, 12th of November, or was it 13th in the end, when it was like everything is gonna change today. Today was the big day. The big dome thing appeared from the time machine, that middle Jonas was doing something with it in the tunnel. That also, that we know for sure now that that is Jonas, is insane. This show makes me so happy, guys. It's so nice. And Noah making very clear to Bartosz that he is now on the other side. Like, Claudia is on, like, kind of against Noah. I don't know if she's the leader of the other side, the dark side, as Noah said, that they are, of course, on the light side. Him and Bartosz and whoever is with him. Yeah. But I really can't wait to see what season 2 will be, because so many people have said that, like, season 1 is nothing, you know, compared to the rest of the show. That season 1 is, like, super easy, and then it, like, kind of starts. Someone in the comments will say, like, okay, well done, now you're done with the intro or the prologue or whatever of this of this story. And I'm like, great, that's wonderful news. Let's start season 2 then and let my mind be blown. Thanks guys for watching. Thank you for all the legends watching this before everyone else. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna try to keep going as fast as I can. I'm sorry for the delays. It would be good, I know, to have like scheduled, like that everyone would know beforehand what days I'm posting and stuff. But I also know that for me, that's just, it's pressure. And then if life stuff happens, then like, what am I gonna do? Then I'm always gonna be late from those dates. So that's why I don't set them beforehand. I just go as fast as I can and then just post as soon as I can. But I'm gonna do my best. Now that Fallout is gonna be over, my plan is to not start a new one. I'm just gonna keep going with Tres Grasas and this and Dark, these two, to make sure that I can keep the weekly pace and not have to be so stressed. So, thank you for all the legends who are watching this beforehand, before everyone else, and to everyone who is on YouTube watching this, thank you for watching, and Again, if you want to see episodes beforehand, this will be episode 201, so 2, 3, and 4 are already available for members on YouTube and on Patreon, so you can go check that out if you want. You can like the video, subscribe, all those things. But let's watch Dark Season 2, Episode 1. Beginnings and Endings. Alpha and Omega was the episode of the finale of last season, so this makes perfect sense. Let's go, guys. Oh, so if you guys missed the episodes, I'll get this into you. Guys, let's go into the abyss. Put the water down. Take the pillow. Welcome to season 2. I could cry. I'm so happy right now. When I think the best thing that could happen in the show is how season 1 ended. The fact that we add another timeline and we go to the future with Jonas. And then I'm like, let's go season 2, let's go, come on. Now we're gonna see what's in the future. Now we have like 4 timelines. Because we have the 50s, the 80s, the 2019, and now I guess 33 years in the future. So that will be like 53, 52, 2052. Right? Am I crazy? No, yes. So I'm like, this is, I'm so excited for this. Then the first second of season 2, when I'm excited to explore this, we do this. Oh God. Oh my God. I don't know what to say. Maybe I don't have to say anything. I'm absolutely shocked. So we're building the cave here. June 21st, 1921. I don't know what to do. I guess I write that in the notes. But then also when you count down from 53, from the November, we were in November 12th in the 50s as well, or in November. This will be like 6 months after. So if we would just jump 33 years to the past, now to the 20s, it would be November 1920. But now we are in June 21. So I'm guessing that we do a 6-month time jump then in all the timelines, I guess. Because like I said before, it feels, or it doesn't feel like, but the timelines always all like move forward. As we move forward in time, all the different timelines move forward. Like when we are in June, we're gonna be in June in all the timelines. Have I processed this now? I don't know. Like, who would we even see in the 20s? Do we have anyone who is a child? No, who is an adult, like a middle version or old version in the 50s? Aegon is the middle version in the 50s. Tannhaus is the middle version. No. Wait. Yeah, Tannhaus is the middle version in the 50s. Well, then Trotte's parents, Agnes, who we have seen, and his dad, who has apparently died, they would be kids in this timeline. Then of course the people from the corners. Well, Noah, we have no idea. The Scar Girl, we have no idea. I love the show. Oh my God.
seltsame Vorstellung, dass beides das Gleiche sein soll.
Sigmundus Creatus est.
That's it.
Und so ist die Welt erschaffen.
The tattoo. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I'm like, who could these two be? Noah, like, well, this can't be Noah because A, he's pretty much the same age as Noah we have seen, and the tattoo is on the wrong side. But he has the same tattoo as Noah does in his back. And the way they talk about this stuff, again, is quite similar to Noah. Like, they seem so, even based on these few lines, that they talk so, like, philosophical and wise. And I think I was saying it in the last episode that when Ines, like when Jonas was talking with Ines, she was just kind of like, well, I don't know, I don't think time travel exists. Or like, she was very like, clearly didn't know what she was talking about, compared to then people like Noah or the middle Jonas, the hood guy, or, you know, these people who actually know stuff, Claudia. These people talk kind of exactly like them, just like 100 years before. We are actually staying with these guys. Who the hell are these people? Like, who do they look like? He kind of looks like Bartosz. He kind of looks like... Sorry, he kind of looks like he could be young Noah.
Du glaubst nicht mehr an die Prophezeiung?
Ich glaube an die Ironie des Schicksals.
Irony of fate.
Adam sagt, dass alle Dinge so passieren müssen, wie sie schon immer passiert sind. Wir müssen das Kreuz tragen, egal wie schwer es uns erscheint. In 6 Tagen beginnt das Paradies und die Hölle auf Erden hat ein Ende.
In 6 days. I'm so sorry. Who the hell is Adam? Okay. This is so biblical, everything, that then we're talking about Adam. I'm adding Adam in the corner as well. Maybe that's why I need to make a new map, because the corners will start to fill up with like random people who don't belong anywhere. And Adam is saying, in 6 days paradise begins and hell on earth will end. Again, I'm wondering if it's like, in 6 days something will happen. Does that mean that in the season finale something will happen, that we will move slowly through these 6 days in all the different timelines, you know? Or are we going to the 6th day already in this episode?
Manchmal frage ich mich, ob das Paradies und die Hölle nicht ein und dasselbe sind.
Adam hatte recht.
Adam's great.
Du hast den Glauben verloren.
So he's talking with
Hatte
Adam.
ich deshalb geschickt. Ich habe lange auf diesen Moment gewartet. Interessant, dass du es bist. Ich hoffe, dass irgendwann der Tag kommt, an dem du nicht mehr alles glaubst, was Adam dir erzählt. Frag ihn, warum er dich aufgenommen hat. Und warum er dich Noah genannt hat.
Oh my god. Okay, so it is Noah. Noah is somehow connected to Adam. We have no idea who Adam is. We don't even know who Noah is. I mean, we know this is Noah and we know Noah the priest, but we don't know where he comes from. We don't even know if now this timeline is where he's actually from. He said that Adam sent you. Does that mean he sent you here to the 20s from 2053? or 52? Or I guess 53 now if we're moving into June. Whatever. Oh my god. And this other guy has been waiting for a long time, he says. Is he from this time either? We don't know. This is mind-blowing. I feel like I need to like breathe and stop. We're like 3 minutes in and I've already stopped like 10 times. Sorry. There's no reaction or anything. Why do you hit the shoulder? It's like that other guy knew that this is happening. He just like took a seat and sat like back facing to him, being like, I've been waiting for this for a long time, and then just sat down. And that killed him? Okay. June 27, 2020, beginning of the last cycle. Yes, so we are in 2020 now. June, beginning of the last cycle. I don't know if I'm supposed to understand what that means. I don't understand what it means, if I'm supposed to. Last cycle. And that's in 6 days as well. Maybe it is that this season will be now these 6 days. Noah is such an interesting character. New intro. Shh. Oh my god. Is that Jonas with long hair? This looks so good. There's the coin. Dead body. I would imagine it's so much fun making this. Like this kind of stuff. It looks insanely cool. Look at this. I love everything about this show. Oh! Oh! I don't even know who to guess. Okay. I would not have guessed this. Or, I mean, it makes sense. Of course you would have sex with your aunt. I think we're a perfect match. This is not real. This is a dream. Yeah. Oh dear God. Okay, so that's a dream. So no stress about that. But I guess that means that what he would actually want to say to her, that we're a perfect match, because they are kind of a perfect match, except they really are not, like biologically, not a great match. That's terrible that you really connect with someone and then you know that it's not like you can't be together. That's really sad, and it's very interesting to see where their story goes now that he is here in the future. Is he gonna be stuck here in the future? Because now he's in his own room, right? In his house. So those people who captured him, well, I guess if it's been 6 months, a lot probably has happened, but he's not like in prison and they're like holding him there, like you can't leave or something. Very interesting. And his hair is long, of course. And what is this stuff on the walls? Like growing from the house. This is crazy. This looks so cool. I would want to see how they create the different sets, because this is the same house, or maybe they had two of the same set and then just like, how did they make this happen? June 27. This is wild. I'm so happy we're in the future as well. I can't believe we went to the past. And then also to the future. Look at this house. The sets look insane. Look, this looks crazy. What did he take? Like a battery or something? No. Didn't really see what that was. Look at that backpack. I think you can see that they were like, season 1 did so fucking well. Now we have budget for season 2 to make it like look so much better. hatch. Is it the hatch? This is the hatch. Wait. I don't know why. Why do I pause as if I could read it if I pause there?
Mein Name ist Claudia Tiedemann. Ich bin eine der wenigen Überlebenden der Apokalypse vom 27. Juni 2020.
Apocalypse of June 27, 2020.
Es ist fast 3 Monate nach der Katastrophe des Gottespartikel. Wenn wir es stabilisieren können, vielleicht ist es ein Weg zurück. Zurück in die Vergangenheit.
Back to the
Vielleicht
past.
können wir sie retten. Alle.
So the apocalypse will happen. Yeah, 6 days until the apocalypse. Apocalypse. Like, how do I say this in English? Okay, I'm sorry. I love that the music is back.
Lokalnachrichten. Mehr als ein halbes Jahr nach dem mysteriösen Verschwinden von 4 Jugendlichen, einem Senior und einem ortsansässigen Polizisten in der Kleinstadt Winden.
Yeah, he's been gone for 6 months now. How do you, like, for Hannah, how do you, like, how were you supposed to, like, keep going? First your husband hangs himself, and then your son, well, he at least, like, I don't know if that helps, maybe it makes it even more weird, but he's, like, kind of saying goodbye to her. I mean, he doesn't say, like, I need to go now, Mom, you will never see me again, bye-bye. But the way he said goodbye was very, like, now afterwards she probably understands that he knew that he was gonna leave. And all these kids that had gone missing before that, and Ulrich, and now it's been 6 months. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I do feel bad for her. She is a very interesting character, and when, like, stuff like this happens to interesting characters, it's, like, so interesting to watch.
Wie geht es Ihnen heute? Immer noch Gelenkbeschwerden? Übelkeit? Wenn ich ehrlich bin, machen mir Ihre Werte Sorgen. Wir sollten Sie wieder stationär behandeln.
Oh dear God.
Ich will hier bleiben.
Gut.
In only
Warten wir
6
auf das
months?
Ergebnis vom nächsten MRT. Aber vielleicht müssen wir von der Hormonbehandlung wieder zurück auf die Chemo.
Oh, yeah, this is terrible.
Aus allen Poren dringt ihm der Verrat. Es war Freud. Und ich bin Klausen, Leiter der Sonderkommission Winden und ab heute zuständig für die ungelösten Vermisstenfälle des letzten Jahres.
Oh, we have a
Ziel
new
der
boss in
Sonderkommission
town.
ist es, die Fälle komplett neu aufzurollen, alle Indizien und Hinweise zu überprüfen.
And she has to be here, like, sitting and listening to this, that there's some new big boy kind of came to town and be like, she can't take care of this, so I will take over now. Because it's been like a year and nothing has happened. I mean, it is fair, nothing has happened. But I would like to see him try. I would like to see him solve this mystery. There is no way it will happen. I'm Klausen, it says. New police. He already seems annoying. But it's good. New season, we're introducing new characters. That is good.
Es werden 6 Menschen seit Monaten vermisst. Und das schicken sie uns? Eine Person? Und die Frau, die nichts gefunden hat?
What has she been doing for 6 months? Because last time we saw her, like I said, one of the most interesting things, one of my favorite things that happened last season, is her finding the photo of Ulrich from the 50s. So she has been sitting on this crazy information, or God knows what she has been doing. I'm very interested to know what she has been doing this whole time now.
10 Menschen, die einen Elefanten aus 10 unterschiedlichen Richtungen betrachten.
Mein Sohn ist verschwunden. Das nächste Mal, wenn ich einen Elefanten suche, sage ich Bescheid.
Yeah, I think he's too deep now for this crowd. He's only talking with, like, Freud quotes and parables. You know, this is not, I don't think this is what they want, of course. They're like, our kids are missing.
Deine
Like,
Mutter redet die zu Hause? Über die Ermittlungen, meine ich?
Nicht mit uns.
and these
Die
two,
sitzen rum und
look at his hair. I'm so sorry. This looks so pretty too. Just this place. I really like that we can see from his hair because his hair was this color blonde last season, and now it's been 6 months or whatever, and like he clearly hasn't dyed it since then, and we can just see the growth in his hair. That's really cool, because also teenagers, kids this age, 6 months makes a big difference, like especially in the guys. Like he already looks so much older. I mean, I don't know how long the break was between them filming the seasons. It was probably longer than 6 months, maybe. It is fun to see them like looking more grown up, because Jonas also, he had long hair too, but like looked older.
Ich muss los. Ich rufe dich später an, okay?
Well, they seem like they're doing well. I would like to like them as a couple. And she is doing what? Going to the cave? But why? She wouldn't know anything about the cave, right? Like the last time we've seen her. I don't think so. She wouldn't have any reason to be like, the cave is probably where they've time traveled. Or I wonder if her and Charlotte, for example, have talked to each other. Or it's problematic that the time jump is so big, and then in a show like this, we're not gonna, because they trust that we can figure stuff out ourselves and that we don't need to be spoon-fed things. They're not gonna be like, here are flashbacks for the 6 months that happened in between. Or maybe we will have flashbacks, who knows, but like we're not gonna start with like explaining what has happened, which in some ways is like driving me crazy, but in some ways I'm like, no, tell me, or like do tell me when you need to. But like I also kind of love the not knowing. Alexander Tiedemann, okay, we're going to a freaking graveyard. 26th or 27th, yeah, this is the apocalypse day. Torben Wöller. Well, that's his first name then. Let's write that in the map. So everyone, look at this. Everyone died. Well, of course. She looks older now too. And now she's the one who is biking, because in the first season it was Jonas, right? And we've seen Helge bike as well in the 50s. Yeah, how is this relationship doing?
Ich wollte mit dir reden. Das wollte ich schon länger.
Spar dir die Worte.
This is so complicated, and there's so many things happening in both of their lives, like huge, terrible things. Like half of her family is missing, and Jonas, who she truly loves. And his mom is very sick, and he's lost Jonas as well, but I don't think he cares about that. Like the way they ended things in the last episode, they were fighting, it was not like, or maybe he feels bad, I don't know. But like, for such young people who are in a relationship that's not working very well anyway, to then have these huge losses and tragedies in their lives, that's not great.
Das ist wegen ihm. Wegen Jonas.
Was?
Oh, only now they're breaking up?
Du bist irgendwie anders.
Yeah, how many times has he seen Noah during the 6
Ich habe
months
das Gefühl,
as
du
well?
verheimlichst mir was.
Verdammte Scheiße, meine Mutter stirbt. Das ist mit mir los. Und es gibt etwas Sachen, die kann ich dir nicht erzählen,
Warum
okay?
denn nicht?
Ich kann einfach nicht. Wenn du auch nur die geringste Ahnung davon hättest, welche Scheiße gerade bei mir.
Von der Scheiße, die bei dir abgeht? Ey, falls du es vergessen hast, mein Vater und mein Bruder sind verschwunden. Meine Mutter ist verrückt und interessiert sich einen Dreck für mich. Und du willst mir gerade von deiner Scheiße erzählen, oder was?
Yeah. A lot of crap on both sides. Let's agree on that. I think we need some time apart, guys. I can't believe they kept going for 6 months since we saw them last. Or that this conversation didn't happen before. That's pretty crazy. Yeah. I really would want to know how much he knows about everything. Like what Noah has told him.
Alles auf Bodenniveau wird sowieso nicht angerührt und später Teil der grünen Wiese. Die Strahlung der Fässer wird auf die frühere Nutzung des Beckens zurückgeführt werden.
Also, they're putting the barrels here because they are still in the truck. 6 months later, they're still in the truck. And then the radiation of the barrels will be traced to the pool's previous use. So they've been using this pool before to get rid of like nuclear waste? I don't know. And now they're putting the barrels in there. And what? As if no one can see them if they're there. Oh. Yeah, that's Boris's passport. Oh, Hannah, this is not looking good. I don't like where this is going at all. Look at this shot, look at her. It's terrible.
Hallo?
Someone coming in with the keys. This, like, imagine her, like, how broken she must be at this point. I mean, this is terrible. The hood guy. Are you? Are you kidding me? I feel like I could cry. He's gonna come home and be like, "Hi mom, it's me." He probably knew that she was like this close pulling the trigger. And that's the moment when he steps in to stop her from doing that. How he knows that, I don't know. But what on earth is this conversation gonna be? Is he gonna actually tell her?
Wir haben den Schlüssel.
Das ist mein Schlüssel.
Was soll das heißen? Ihr Schlüssel.
Ich weiß, dass sich das jetzt anhört, als würde es überhaupt keinen Sinn machen.
Oh, he's gonna tell her.
Aber hör mir einfach nur zu, ja?
Yes. Oh my God.
Erinnerst du dich an das gelbe Fahrrad? Das Fahrrad, das Papa und du mir zum 8. Geburtstag geschenkt haben.
Oh my God.
Mir gleich am ersten Tag damit in den Graben gefahren. Hat mir den Arm aufgeschlitzt. Hier.
Raus hier.
Hier.
He's trying to convince her first. This is great. Saying stuff that only he would know.
Und du hast mich vor mehr als 33 Jahren gefunden. Es hat geregnet, weißt du noch? Opa und Doja wollten dich mitnehmen im Auto.
Yeah.
Du hast gesagt, dass der Regen noch sauer ist wegen Tschernobyl.
Oh my God. This is, yes, true, of course, because she has seen him as a child, when she was a child. I mean, it's not like I wouldn't think that he would be smart enough to do that. Of course, he's very smart and he has had like 33 years to figure out or think about how he's gonna convince her. But this is a very, very good way of doing it, not going straight into like, "Hi mom," and she's gonna be like, "What? Get out," you know? But little by little, like, start telling facts that no one else would know. Like very random things from his body, from the house, from her past, that I don't know if she would have at this point, when she's Hannah, this middle Hannah, and she sees her son with the yellow rain jacket and whatever, does she connect at all that I met a guy when I was a kid who looked exactly like him? Like, has she connected that at all? Does she think about that? Do you think about people you just ran into like 33 years ago randomly for like a minute? But I love this. She needs to please believe him. This is so interesting.
Du hast gesagt, dass der Regen noch sauer ist wegen Tschernobyl. Ich hatte meine gelbe Jacke.
I have chills.
Mama.
Oh my God.
Deepens.
Chills everywhere. Oh my God.
Aber das kann doch nicht sein.
I love that her reaction is like this. When she has already lost everything and all the hope and everything, that she doesn't go like, get out! I mean, she did say get out in the beginning, but that then when she believes that it's him, she just like breaks down. She looks so tired, and you know, that it's... I love this scene. That was so, so nice. I love the hood guy. I still want to keep calling him the hood guy. His vibe is so nice. It is like, it makes so much sense that it is Jonas. I like the vibe is similar of those two characters. But yeah, I really, really like him. And the way he handled this interaction was very, very good. I mean, this is heartbreaking.
Zeit. Am richtigen Ort. Geflecht von unendlichen Fäden. Jeder an seinem Platz.
Like, what is she doing in the cave?
Aber die wenigsten von uns...
She has the map. Hold up, what is happening? Have we seen her get the map? How does she have Jonas's map? Or Mikkel's map? Maybe the hood guy somehow gives it to her when she needs to find it. And this is why Marta thinks that her mom has gone crazy. This is the best show ever.
Adam wird stolz auf dich sein. Ich habe das gleiche Gefühl. Es geht vorbei.
Adam.
Oh. He's talking to himself. If we're supposed to believe that that guy is Noah. Because the other guy was like, he sent you, that's why he calls you Noah or something. So are we now seeing a third person in the show talking to themselves? We've seen Jonas do it without knowing it was Jonas. I mean, then in the last, whatever. Helge and now Noah. Adam will be proud of you. So he's not, who is Adam? And does he know that this is him? This is insane.
Die Dinge liegen für dich jetzt noch im Verborgenen. Aber sie werden ans Licht kommen, wenn die Zeit dafür gekommen ist.
Woher wissen wir, was richtig und was falsch ist? Was gut?
Don't worry. Noah will tell you that we are on the good side. On the light side.
Indem wir niemand anders folgen als uns selbst. Unser wahrer Charakter zeigt sich nicht nur in unseren Taten, sondern auch in deren Zweck. Ich bin du. Ich bin deine Stimme. Vergiss das nie.
So he does know that this is him. That would be so weird. Especially when you realize that you, yourself, older version is weird. Like he is very strange. And he comes to you and he's like, you need to just listen to me. You listen to your inner voice. I am your inner voice because I am you. You're just like, okay. I would not be very convinced. Maybe he is. But this is crazy.
Alles hängt zusammen.
Everything is connected. There we go. Oh God. Yeah, is this stuff that is growing from the trees to this is the same stuff that's growing in the house? Is this like from the radiation.
Jusqu'à la zone morte.
Cacher Dieu. Tu ne peux pas cacher Dieu. T'appartiens pas seul.
Hold up, what is happening?
Tu ne peux pas cacher Dieu. Non, tu ne...
You're hiding God behind the wall? Look at her eye. Who is this? What is...
Niemand darf die Todeszone betreten.
That is Elizabeth, isn't it? I mean, it has to be, right? She's blonde. She's using sign language. It has to be her. Look at this. Look at her. Another piece of perfect casting. Right? Of course, yeah, because I'm like, who are kids in the 2019? So that then they would be the middle versions here. Well, I guess most of them are dead. She's not dead. How is she not dead? Because like Marta, for example, was on the cemetery. Like her grave was there. But then it's all like Bartosz, Franziska, and Magnus. Or maybe that's all we know. Her, I can't believe. Look how cool she looks. So she's working with the Scar Girl. Or the Scar Girl is like translated for her. Look at this.
Niemand darf die Todeszone betreten. Jeder Versuch wird mit dem Tod bestraft. Das sind die Regeln. Wir sind die Zukunft. Sigmundus Creatus est. Sigmundus Creatus est.
Like every scene is mind-blowing. Every scene of the show is mind-blowing. I don't know what to write. Ellie is in the future. She looks insanely cool. And she's like the leader of this
Wo warst du?
group.
Da draußen ist nichts. Unsere einzige Hoffnung ist die Passage. Wer keinen Glauben mehr hat, ist schon tot. Die Prophezeiung wird eintreten, die Passage wird sich öffnen und dann werden wir ins Paradies geführt.
They're waiting for the paradise as well. The passage is our only hope. The faithless are dead, the prophecy will come true, and the passage will open. So in the 20s, they're like waiting. In 6 days, the paradise will open. Yeah, the paradise begins. And it's also the beginning of the last cycle, it's said, in Noah's Notebook. 27th of June.
Die Passage wird sich öffnen und dann werden wir ins Paradies geführt.
Yeah, it has to be the finale of the season.
Alle sind schon tot. Meine Familie, meine Freunde. Alle sterben in 6 Tagen. In meiner Zeit, verstehst du? Ich brauche euer scheiß Paradies nicht. Ich will einfach nur nach Hause. Was wollten die Männer hinter der Mauer?
Oh my god. Yeah. This is the best. She looks so much older now too.
Deine Mutter war noch klein, als sie gestorben sind.
Okay, I think that I will write down. So Charlotte's parents died when she was a child. That's always interesting. Because the other one that is still very interesting for me, someone whose parent has died when he was young, was Trond in the 50s. The young version of him, when he came to town with his mom, Agnes. They were saying that the dad has died. Whenever they mention stuff like that, it's like, okay, we will have to figure out at some point what happened to them and how is that connected, because everything is connected. So Charlotte's parents are somehow part of this too. In the 80s, in the 50s, in the 20s, because we haven't seen her parents at all, right? We've just seen her with the dead birds. And this is like stuff from... Oh! Hold up, is that her dad?
Sie sind hier geboren?
Mein Großvater ist hier geboren. Ich bin bei ihm aufgewachsen.
Hi, so Tannhaus. Wait, Tannhaus is her... Wait. Yes, her granddad. I just said that every scene of the show is mind-blowing. Like, whenever we move to a scene, like this scene, you know, starts. We go from Ellie in the future to now Ellie in the present. And she's just talking with her dad. I'm like, okay, maybe now we will have a chill scene of like just them having a conversation about life. No. In every scene, we figure out something crazy. Or we bring up something, or we have a conversation that is like super important and interesting. So I guess, you know what this also means. Tannhaus. I will have to start cleaning this map because now also Tannhaus is connected to Charlotte. Freaking grandfather. So she lived with her grandfather because her parents had died.
Haben Sie jemals in Erwägung gezogen, dass Sie es waren? Ihr Kollege Ulrich?
Nein. Wieso?
Kurz vor seinem Verschwinden hat er Sie angerufen. Was wollte er?
Nichts. Er hatte sich verwählt.
Haben Sie die Nachrichten?
Nein.
Natürlich nicht.
She's just keeping it to herself, which is good. I don't trust this guy. I don't trust this guy too. Look at his new eye patch situation. He's so suspicious. But what is going on with the eye that it's still, after 6 months, it's like this?
Ich habe ihn ein eigenes Büro einrichten lassen.
Yeah, please don't stay in mine. He's like, no, I like the company.
Enttäuschungen sind das Ergebnis falscher Erwartungen. Hab Hoffnung, hat meine Mutter immer gesagt. Und keine Erwartungen. Dann geschieht dir vielleicht ein Wunder. Keine Enttäuschung.
Yeah, the way he speaks, it's like he should go talk with Noah or something, you know? It's like annoyingly philosophical that any conversation, any question, his answer will be something like, oh, my mother always said, or some kind of metaphor or something.
Ich glaube, dass die Dinge zusammenfinden, so wie sie zusammengehören.
Let's go. I hope he knows something. Maybe I mean, everything is connected. I'm sure he's connected to something somehow.
Wollen wir?
She's like, no, I just wanna keep doing my own research, and because she must know so much at this point, you know? And now this new guy is just like, no, I'm not gonna go to my new office that you set up for me. I'm gonna stay here with you, probably to keep an eye on her too. Because I'm sure he can see that she's lying to him. Now she's been doing research here. Marta, you better like join the party, please. Yeah, start researching. Go to the cave with your mom. I'm like, is there a way that they would, that Katarina or her or them both, investigation file, that they would like be able to travel in time and go back to either the 80s or the 50s, find Ulrich or Mads, or, I mean, not Mads, or maybe even Mads, or Mikkel. Because this looks like she's like determined to go. If she has the map, I'm sure she's gonna eventually find it. Just look for the red thread.
An der Sinnlosigkeit ihrer eigenen Existenz. Ein endloser Kreislauf aus Leben und Sterben. Wo liegt der Ursprung all diesen Leids?
Is that Noah?
Hast du Bartosz Bescheid gegeben?
Did you tell Bartosz? What? Where are we? What is happening?
Und hat keinen Verdacht geschöpft. war schon immer naiver Natur.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What is this room? This is someone finally who is telling Noah. I believe I was saying it in the last season, that it doesn't feel like Noah is the one calling all the shots. Noah is not above everything. There was something he said, maybe to Bartosz or something. Now I don't remember what the thing was that made me think that he's not above all. Even though he acts like he's above all with pretty much everyone. Here he does not. Here he, like someone, this other guy, is asking him, did you tell him? Did you, he clearly, this is already, the dynamic is like he's the boss, the other guy with the melted face, who could be anyone. I mean, that's kind of genius that they would bring in a character like this. And then the face is so scarred and disfigured that we can't guess who that is, because for sure that's someone we already know. And what is this place? Like, are we in the future, in the past, in the, where are we?
Hast du Bartosz Bescheid gegeben? Und hat keinen Verdacht geschöpft?
Didn't get suspicious. What did he
war
tell
schon
him?
immer naiver Natur.
Is this Bartosz? I don't know. Is this Noah as well? Is he talking to himself again? Look at this makeup.
Die Apokalypse, sie muss geschehen. Hast du Zweifel? Was macht man mit einem toten Wald, damit neue Bäume wachsen können?
Man brennt ihn nieder.
Es bleibt nicht mehr viel Zeit. Die fehlenden Seiten aus dem Buch. Du musst sie finden.
So neither of them knows where the missing pages are. I think in some way, the fact that every, like I have said now, okay, that every scene feels like a mind-blowing moment. It gets quite heavy. Not in a bad way necessarily, but when I'm watching this now, I have already had like about 15 moments in this episode, you know? And we are now like 35 minutes in, and now we're going into a new, I don't know if this is a new timeline, a new character at least, we're learning something big here, I feel. But I already feel like, oh God, you know, what now? Am I like, where do I write this and what do I do? Like, it feels like a lot. It's not a bad thing, but for reacting in some way, it feels quite heavy. Like, if I was watching this just on my own, I could just watch it like for an hour, you know? But now I need to like form thoughts and actually like think about what I'm seeing and what is actually happening. What do I think this is? Who do I think this guy is, for example? He was talking about, did you tell Bartosz? And he has always been naive. So he's someone who knows Bartosz, or he is Bartosz. He could be Bartosz. Did we see Bartosz's grave in the graveyard when Jonas was there in the 50s? 2050s, in the future. I mean, it could literally be anyone. This makeup looks quite good, I must say. And then we're gonna burn everything to grow new trees. This is so, the fact that his name is Noah is so like fitting for the, you know, they're not doing a flood this time, they're just burning everything, and he's saving, he's doing something. He's Noah, he's saving animals or people or something. But he's saying that the apocalypse has to happen. So whoever this guy is like pro killing everyone. So again, right away I'm like, the vibe is not great.
Du musst sie finden.
But even him then, this guy above all, doesn't know where the missing
Adam.
pages are.
Sie warten auf dich.
Well, I guess we know who Adam is then. I could cross over Face Melt over here that I wrote as his name. So Face Melt is Adam, who is connected to Noah somehow. I don't think they are related. He has to be someone else. And who is this woman? This is someone as well from our time, or like from the present, I guess. Or I don't know, because I don't know what time we're in. This room looks like it could, like it's like from the past. It's not a very modern, futuristic looking room. But just the fact that we're seeing this guy, and this has to be after 2019 because he's asking to do teleporters, or it doesn't have to be. Nothing has to be anything. But for some reason, I think that Adam now is someone who we already know, so that's why I keep thinking this is the future. But would this be a place in the future where we see Jonas now with Elizabeth and the Scarface girl and all of that? This doesn't look like this would be the same time or same world or same whatever. So this could be literally anything.
Adam.
Adam.
Sie warten auf dich.
They're waiting for you. Who is they? Who are you? Who is Adam?
Noch 6 Tage.
6 more days. Adam and Noah. Adam is the beginning of everything. Ew, he's looking straight at us again. Very, very, very interesting. It could be him too. Or maybe he's so, I think at this point when I'm trying to think who is Adam, I'm like, it needs to be someone who is like already at this point quite involved. Mikkel, Jonas, Bartosz, because he's been seeing Noah a lot. Like, you know, someone like this. Magnus is not like involved. He's only involved with Franziska, who is involved with something. But I, at least so far, don't have a reason to think that Franziska would have anything to do with this thing. Whatever she's doing here, hiding the notes and stuff in the box. I could be very wrong as well, of course. Oh! Okay, this I did not see coming. We don't know the name of this prostitute, right? I think we should add prostitute on the map in the corner. We're not even corner. We're just going to the sides, like all around here now. Yeah, we don't know this person's name at all, but until this very moment, I didn't think I would have to write anything on the map about them. And now I really feel like I should. Taking the note from there that Franziska put there and putting an envelope in. And this is where the barrels are still. Well, I'm not nervous about it. I'm not like, ooh, what's gonna happen if he goes
Ich hab
in?
Pause. Was heißt? Blasen 40 Euro an 1,85. Zieh dich doch schon mal aus.
It's a quote, that's not why I'm here. He seemed very shocked, and I'm not sure why. Because he already saw them, like, in the forest and followed them all this way here. So, like, for sure Magnus saw, like, how they were dressed and everything, you know? So it's not like he came in here and then was like, oh my god, like, I didn't think that you would look like that or something, you know? Why was he so shocked by this? And didn't even get to the point, because he for sure wanted to ask, what did you get from the forest? Why are you communicating with Franziska? What do you know? And he didn't get to any of that, he just ran out.
Ich bin jetzt hier.
And this conversation keeps going. I love this. I'm sorry.
Und ich bin in all den Sekunden zwischen meiner Geburt und meinem Tod. Ich bin immer wieder Jonas. Ich bin der gleiche. Und doch nicht derselbe.
This is so interesting that he is talking to her, and I'm so happy we're hearing this conversation too. And it's so nice to see her actually listening to him. You can feel like life coming back to her body. Even seeing her now like listening to him compared to what she looked like in the beginning of this episode with the gun, with the calendar, everything. I love that he's like explaining this.
Aber wo ist Jonas? Wo ist mein Jonas?
Is he gonna tell the
Er
truth?
ist in der Zukunft.
Yeah.
In der Zukunft?
Aber er kann nicht zurück. Ich habe versucht, die Passage zu zerstören, aber ich habe sie nur geschlossen. Deswegen ist er immer noch dort.
He's stuck there now then. You know what would be the best thing ever? If this middle Jonas would have the same kind of conversation with like Charlotte or Katarina. Charlotte who has the information about Ulrich. Katarina who has the map somehow, you know, who have some idea about time travel anyway. And then they could be like, wait, if Jonas is in the future, then it can actually mean that Ulrich is actually in the past. Not that they, I don't know, they could do anything about it. But this could like confirm so many things. Because I'm sure Hannah is not going to go to Charlotte and talk to her about Ulrich. Or Katarina, you know, about anything. So...
Passage zu zerstören, aber ich habe sie nur geschlossen. Deswegen ist er immer noch dort.
So he closed the passage, doing the dome thing.
Warum bist du hier?
Um dem Ganzen ein Ende zu setzen. Ein für alle Mal.
What? What was on the floor? Guys, oh my god. Again, we switch with like who is the most interesting character right now. She's one of the most interesting right now to me. Oh god.
Welcher Mann?
Noah. Oh my god. Oh my god. And this picture looks like this is from the room. This could be from the room with Adam and Noah. Or from that time. Oh my god, this is the best thing ever. Because now these guys will probably talk to Charlotte. There's a possibility that there will be a conversation. Because like I said, the possibility of Hannah having a conversation with her or Katarina having a conversation with her is maybe quite small. But this definitely could happen. So wait, so these are Tannhaus's stuff. Like Charlotte's grandfather's things. And he has a book with this picture in between. I'm not even going to ask how he's connected because I feel like he's connected to everything. He's literally the one who built the machine. But again, he built it because Claudia brought the drawings and was like, can you please build this? It wasn't like he is orchestrating everything and planning, like I'm going to build this time machine to start this whole thing. Has there been any scene in this episode that hasn't been like... I don't think so. Is it going to be like this the whole season? I'm so ready.
Welcher Mann?
The man who gave her the watch. Because yeah, she has the watch who was like, this belongs to you. To her mom. And who are these other people in the photo? Are we supposed to... No, none of... At least these three look familiar. They have a wall as well. They're like Claudia. But these are like framed pictures. All the four families, the main families. And then like... Oh my god. Because then on the other side is pictures of these people from these families. And like Tronte, Mads, and stuff like this. And then on the other side is like the young Hannah, and then Jonas, and then like Claudia, and maybe there's like, I don't know. And then at the bottom, it's the young Noah, the scar-faced girl, and some other girl who I don't recognize. I don't know if I should be paying attention to this right now, but I feel like there's so many details everywhere that I very easily will miss.
Ist was?
I found Noah, come to the bunker. So at least they have had conversations. If he said come to the bunker, this, I don't know. Again, this is like a few words in a text message, but to me that sounds like they've been working on something. They've been going to the bunker before or something like this. Because of course she's been trying to find Noah for 6 months. She had the drawing, the sketch, and now he's like, I have found him. This is perfect. You know, because there are so many shows these days that are quite slow and the plot is like dumbed down for people so they can watch it with their phones, like while they're on their phones, so that everything is explained and over-explained and whatever. But I love shows like, now that I watched like the first season of Pluribus, for example, which is so incredibly slow, but it's like so good and so well made, and I loved every single second of it. But it's like everything is really drawn out, or like, you know, this show is like, there's not a single second to like breathe and to take a drink, you know. And you know, I need to be like this all the time and be like, oh my god, like, so I won't miss stuff. And then when I find out something, I feel like I need like 5 minutes to like think about what this means, and oh my god, and all the different connections that this could have to other things that we know.
Übrigens, ich habe keinen Führerschein. Ich denke, es ist in Ordnung, wenn ich morgen bei Ihnen mitfahre.
Ja.
Yeah, he really is trying to, as much as possible, like, stick with her so she doesn't have time to be on her own and do her own research about Noah and about Ulrich, about everything. But imagine when she's gonna find out that Noah is in her grandfather's picture, and then she also knows about Ulrich. She's like ready to time travel already. And what is the significance of these coins? She's studying. This is fantastic.
Mama hat nicht abgesperrt.
Was ist das?
Das ist von Papa.
Eine Tür. In den Höhlen?
Die führt zum Kernkraftwerk. Da draußen wissen alle
Guys.
irgendwas, was wir nicht wissen sollen. Mama, Bartosz, die Polizei. Jeder hat sein eigenes beschissenes Geheimnis.
Let's go. I really want the two of them to get involved and do it together. That would be great. I would like that. Yeah, he's at the cave now. We haven't seen him at the cave since the very beginning, right? That, I would scream so loud if that happened to me.
Bist du bereit?
Are you ready to go back in time? Is Katarina not there anymore? And now that she had the map, is it possible that based on the stuff that Ulrich, like those notes and things from the police that were talking about the cave, that she's the one who has made the map? Is that possible? That during these 6 months she's the one who's been drawing it, and then somehow Mikael has it? Or yeah, because it was in the attic, in the, like, hidden in the wall, which we don't know if it's like Mikkel had it and put it there, or has the hood guy, so the middle Jonas, put it there at some point. But now I'm thinking, like, is it possible that she's the one who has made it, not just like she now somehow got it from someone and that's what she's using to, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Well,
Danke für den Kaffee.
thanks for the coffee. Völler. So everyone in Charlotte's life is a client.
Ich bin froh, dass das Ding jetzt wegkommt.
Oh, or he's here to pick up the... Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, because they were like looking after it.
Ruf mal wieder bei Mama an. Okay?
Like, oh, he's a client as well. I hope he's not, if this is if they're siblings. Oh my god, but they're both in the corner. We just added prostitutes to the corner and Völler is in the other corner. See, again, it could be just a scene of like Völler coming to get the barrels. But no, we can't have a scene just like that. We also need to have a moment, and now the moment is that they are siblings.
Ruf mal wieder bei Mama an.
Call mom again. They do look quite similar. This is great casting for siblings as well. I did not expect this. For all these connections to happen with this. I feel bad calling him a prostitute, but I don't know what else. I don't know what else to call him. We don't have any name. And now she's going to the freaking hash. I wonder if their relationship is any better now with Petter, if they're working together and talking about stuff. Look, see, there's so much stuff here. Oh my god, I look at all the walls. They're all going crazy in a good way. Her, Katarina, like they're all like finding stuff out. This is fantastic.
Das ist nur... Hat Elisabeth gefunden. Im Laden. Lag in dem Buch. Sie hat gesagt, das ist der Mann, der ihr die Uhr gegeben hat.
4. Januar 1921. Mundus Creatus Est.
Charlotte, wer sind diese Leute?
Ja.
Warum hatte dein Großvater das?
Ich weiß es nicht.
I'm so happy they're working together. I'm so happy they're finding stuff out. Even though it must be so frustrating for them to not know everything, you know? Is this guy in the chair Adam? I love this. I love this. I also want to see a little bit of like what's on the wall. It's just Ulrich stuff. Mikkel. It's hard to see the other things. It's fine. I'm sure we will find out stuff when we need to. What has happened to his back? And this is terrible. This is so sad. A new song again, pointing that out. And oh, I see. They're like burying the barrels in there. There's just gonna be a crazy amount of radiation, but they are burying the evidence. Like this one episode felt like one season, you know? We found out so much and there were so many like big moments in it. Like, is he just trying to find his way back home? Is that is that what is happening? And is the cave outside the wall so he can't go there, or is the wall like surrounding the plant so they can't go in there? Yeah, for sure they haven't built a new wall. And is Elizabeth in charge of all the, like, you know, all those helicopters and stuff? Or are those then some higher government something? Is there still government? Is she just in charge of these people in Vinden? Well, he's gonna find the pool, I guess. This. It's everywhere now. Put on a suit, please. Or, I don't know. I would think that this radiation detector, there's a name for it. Someone has told me the name. I don't know if I've written it down. I need to go find it again. Nice walking into the focus. Whoa. What the is that? Is this like radiation energy something? Just breathing. That's the end. We have the same song though. Yeah. A little bit different version, I think. I think the problem now is that this episode had a million twists and turns and like moments for me to be like, oh my god. And then the final moment when I'm sure I'm supposed to be the most, oh my god, I'm like, I don't know what this is. I don't know how I'm supposed to react. I don't know if I'm supposed to, at this point, know what that is. Because if I am, I'm sorry, I don't. I don't know what that is. I mean, that has something to do with all the energy and all the whatever. Is that the black hole? Is that what the time machine that the middle Jonas was using in the tunnel? Is that what it started? Has something to do with the dome that was and the dome became that or something? Because he said that he thought he was opening the portal, but instead he closed it or something. He was saying that to Hannah. But did he open it after all? I'm not entirely sure what to do with that now. I mean, it looked cool. I hope Jonas knows what to do about it. Maybe that's the reason why they're telling that no one can go in there. That no one can go like past the wall and stuff. And I wonder how much they being like Elizabeth, the middle Elizabeth, and the Scar girl and stuff, like, do they know what that is? Do they know that it's there and that's why they're not letting people go there? And do they know what it means, what it does, what, you know? Or are they like, oh, there's a scary black, like, light ball in there, like, no one can go in? Or are they, like, actually aware of what that is and what it doesn't? Because I would think that Elizabeth, for example, at this point, after everything that has happened to her as a kid already, she met Noah, she found that photo of Noah, all the time travel stuff, all of this, I would think that at this point, when she's the middle Elizabeth, after the plant has exploded like 30 years ago and you're still alive, I would think she knows quite a lot. And I would think for her, like, time travel or wormholes and these kinds of things, she's also in the future, would not be like the most unbelievable thing. Maybe, hopefully, it would be very nice if she actually knew stuff and she would be involved, maybe tell Jonas things, like, that would be nice. I wonder if Jonas knows who she is. Does he know the connection? That he used to go to school with her sister. That is wild. But it also doesn't look like Franziska is alive at this point. Because I would think, not that their sister relationship wasn't maybe the best. I mean, they had a big age difference too. But I would still think that if the world ended, that if Franziska was still alive, that they would be together, the sisters. Or maybe we just haven't seen her yet. My biggest questions right now. Who is the scar-faced girl? And who is a scar-faced guy? Adam. Like, who? It opened like a whole new can of worms that we now know that that is Adam. Not that we know that much about Adam. We heard about Adam for the first time like 30 minutes ago. Because with Noah, the name was going around a lot longer. At least like 3 episodes. That we're like, everyone's talking about Noah, who is Noah, who is Noah, and then we finally are like, oh, this guy is Noah, you know? Now it was just like, we met a random guy, We heard in the beginning of this episode, the guy who died, who the young Noah killed, was mentioning the name Adam. So we're like, wait, who is Adam? And then later in that episode, we see a guy and we right away hear him be called Adam. So we're like, oh, okay. So the time for us to be like, Adam, what is Adam? Who is Adam? Was a lot shorter. Of course, now we have a million questions about Adam. Adam was also, I think it would make sense that he was also the one in the picture that they found in the present day, the one sitting in the chair. I don't know. But also, you couldn't really see the guy sitting in the chair. Like, we couldn't tell who that was from the picture, or at least I couldn't. But does that mean that that room and all of that is happening in the 20s then? Because the picture had June 2020, 1920 or 21 written in the back. So this room where Noah was now with Adam, and then the woman came to interrupt or like get Adam and whatever, is that in the 20s then? It could be based on what it looks like. The furniture and candles and stuff like this. Other big questions, so many questions. Who was the guy that Noah killed in the beginning? Are we supposed to care or know who that was? I care, but I don't know. Because that felt important. He had the tattoo in the front as well, so like he is somehow important. Has to be. Big question mark is also the map that Katarina has. Like I said, did she make it? Did she find it? Who gave it to her? How did all that happen? How is she now in the caves? And did she go somewhere? Because now, in the end, Bartosz went in with Noah. So is she still in there? And they bump into her? Or they don't see her because she has already time traveled? Or what is going on with her and the map? And Charlotte and Peter and their whole like situation in the hatch. All the walls are covered with stuff and they're like looking into things like, what do they already know? Have they found out anything in the 6 months? How much do they tell each other? Now they have this picture. Very exciting to see where this will go with them. And then now Charlotte's new colleague. I feel like that's going to be a bad thing for this show. For her investigation, for everything. He didn't give me good vibes. I wrote his name somewhere. Clausen. But I didn't write him in the map, so I will do that. I was like, started this episode, I'm like, I don't think I need to make a new map for this season. I really do now. In one episode, like so much changed already. Or it already got so much messier. Then we had this whole Wöller sibling situation. I don't know if I'm supposed to pay attention to as much as I did now, the reaction that Magnus had to the sex worker when he came in the trailer and he was so like shocked. Like, what was that? And what is Franziska also putting in the box? And what is that? What is that communication? Charlotte's parents dying when she was young. Her grandfather being Tannhaus. Yeah, who were her parents? What happened to them? Everything is connected, so it's somehow connected to all of this because we're mentioning it. And then the missing pages from the book. What is in the missing pages? If even Adam or Noah don't know where the pages are, I'm very interested to see what is in them, who has them, where are, like, what is that whole thing? So many things, guys. We didn't see, like, when I was thinking before this episode, like, what would I want to see? What do I think we will see in this episode? Most of those things we didn't see. We just saw a bunch of new stuff that now I'm like, when I thought the show was this, it like expanded like this, you know? That now I'm still interested in all the old stuff, but I'm extremely interested in all the new stuff as well. Like, for example, we didn't see Ulrich at all, or Mikkel, or any of that, like, those people who are missing. We just saw Jonas, of course. I loved the scene with the middle Jonas and Hannah, the two scenes that we had with them, and the connection and the revelation, because we haven't, Like, that's kind of what I always look forward to in time travel shows or these kind of mystery shows. That someone who is involved, who we've been following and we know what is happening, tells someone who has no idea about what is happening, tells them what is happening. Like this kind of scene when he tells Hannah that it's me, I'm Jonas, and explains it like really well. I love that. And her reaction to it, because we know it's crazy and we know it's mind-blowing and we know it's very hard to believe. To then get the experience as the audience to watch someone hear it for the first time and come to the realization and actually believe it because he explains it really well. Not like, I'm from the future, Mom, but I can't explain anything now because the world is about to end, so bye, or something, you know, which is, I think, how it usually happens, that you don't get to like sit with the information and with the like overwhelming feeling that it has on people who hear it for the first time. So I really like that we had that. That was probably my favorite scene in this episode. I really liked it. And now I'm also very happy that Marta seemed very interested in all the stuff in Mikkel's room. And Magnus even came in. I hope that they are gonna start doing stuff. Start working maybe together with their mom or something. Or maybe Katarina's gonna disappear now as well. It's gonna be just the two of them left. That would be wild though. Where would she go? I don't know. But I love this. And yeah, my theory is still that this whole season will be the 6 days until the apocalypse, and the apocalypse is supposed to happen in the finale then. That we're now building up to it because we have so many timelines that we need to follow and so many good plots that need to happen before the actual apocalypse. So I'm so happy. This was actually a wild episode. Like I said, it felt like a whole season. We found out so many things, but I really, really liked it. I think I will try. I want to watch the second episode today as well, so I will take a little break now and I will watch that, and I will see you guys there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching beforehand, everyone, the legends, and everyone else who's watching this later. Thank you as well. I will see you in the next episode. Season 2, episode 2, called, let's see, Dark Matter. That's the name of that other show. Also a good show. Anyways, I will see you guys there. Not in that other show, in this show, episode 2. Bye guys.